Hello again.
And
Again.
hey, how are you? Hey, y'all.
Really?
Yeah, hey, my missus, how are you?
Really?
Yes, I'm very, very good. What happened?
Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
Why are you laughing? I do something wrong, sorry.
I'm laughing at you.
You're laughing at me?
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Oh,
hey,
thank
hey, hey, hey.
you.
Hey, hey, hey. Really?
Yeah,
Laughing at
thank
you
you,
making
thank you.
fun of me.
You laughing at me? Thank you, thank you.
Really?
Yeah,
Put your tongue back in your mouth. Just saying. So,
yeah, it is enough.
sorry, y'all. I was a little bit
So,
later
so
than
what?
I
Why are you late?
because of you.
Because of me?
Yes, I was on
What
the
we are
phone with you.
doing?
I was on the phone with you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, y'all. She's late because of me. Sorry.
Are you really sorry? I can't with you.
Yes, you with me. What happened?
You
I happen. Oh, really?
really?
Oh my God. I just changed my avatar.
I saw
Oh, you see what? You saw what?
your avatar.
My avatar?
Yes.
Oh, my avatar is sleeping.
Get a room already? I know, right? We should have just stayed on the phone.
Oh my
So,
God.
um,
You say that I tell secrets. You tell secrets today.
I didn't tell any secret.
We're on a phone.
That's all I
And
said.
you're
All
late.
I said. All I said.
Oh.
All did I say all that? Did I say all that? No, sir. I didn't.
Okay, man.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You
20,000 bet?
you want me to tell him?
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
you
So,
know something?
what?
I love you.
I love you too. So, the dumb asses over there,
You call me ass again?
I said dumb asses, not ass.
Oh, okay, okay.
You're my ass. They're dumb asses.
And you are
Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
my Mrs.
Mm. That's better. Yes, thank you.
Don't say thanks. Just lick. Oh, love me.
What?
Just lick. Oh, love me.
I do love you. Get off the camera. Stop. Oh my god. So
What?
because the dumbasses over there, I'm gonna help y'all with your AI. Because it is obvious that you know nothing about geography. Um, a beach where I live is not like any other beach. And I realize that y'all are fucking stuck on stupid. Um,
Corona?
and don't know anything about geography or whatever. But I'm about to show y'all.
You show
Um,
there?
what?
Really? You show there?
I'm gonna show where I live, the
Oh,
beach.
okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I think you show there.
What? Show what there?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay. Mm,
You show your beach?
I'm about to tell you. This is a tour of where I live, and this shows you going across the bay from where I live to the beach. So you'll be able to see exactly how you drive there. I mean, it's basically just like me driving to the beach, and then there's drone footage of the water because these idiots
Yes, you drive.
don't know anything about where I live, and they've got our wedding pictures on some brown ass beach that's hideous. That's not where I live.
Yeah,
I
you
understand,
live in my heart.
babe.
Yes,
Really.
yes.
So this is a video of going across the Bay Bridge to the beach from my side to their side, to the
I'm
water
on
side.
your side. Yeah, yeah. Mm,
No, no.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is Apalachicola. Hang on, this is not what this is supposed to be. Damn it, this is the wrong video. Hang on.
Where is
Shit.
you in this video?
I had the wrong one. I'm not in this video. This is one that somebody else took.
Oh, ow. Okay.
So this is the beach that is on that I live close to. It's called 30A. That's the road
towns located
that goes through the area. And this is all of the little towns
Okay.
where I live. So,
Yes. Next.
really?
Oh, this is a beach.
This is what the Yes, this is what the water looks like here. This is what the beach looks like here, Scotty.
Oh my God, there's too much
one of
beautiful.
my most asked questions is what is 30A in Florida? And I'm going to show you why it should be on your bucket list. 30A is a collection of about 16 communities and towns located on a 24-mile stretch of road between Panama City and Destin in the Florida Panhandle.
And I am smack dab in the
this
middle.
video, I'm going to take you through an overview of the towns along 30A, best restaurants that you must try, things to
Oh,
do once
Turkish
you are here,
bacon.
where to stay, and don't forget to watch to the end where I share some insider travel tips that you must know before you go.
Oh my
That's
God,
the
this
first.
is
That's
Florida.
the first sandbar.
As I mentioned before, there are 16 communities and towns in 30A, and now I'm going to take you through some of the most popular and notable areas to help you get a lay of the land. For this section, we are going to cover them from east to west, so let's get started. First up, we have Inlet Beach.
This is close
This
to
is
Panama
the
City.
easternmost point of 30A, and it is the start of the Timpucci Trail, which is an 18.6-mile biking and walking trail along 30A. There's even an underpass for bikers under Highway 98, so you can get across safely. Now, there are lots of incredible restaurants and shopping in Inlet Beach, and one of my favorites is Shade's Bar and Grill. Their burgers are really great, and they are open late, which is great after a fun day exploring. For the best Mexican food in the area, you must go to Amigos 30A. I still have dreams of this place. It is a 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Rosemary Beach.
Oh, 20 out of 10.
This is one of my personal favorite towns in 30A, and it truly looks like Europe. This architecture is just so beautiful. Now, there is lots to do in Rosemary Beach, including shopping, bars, and restaurants. Even if you are not staying here, you are still free to explore and walk around the area, which is what I love to do because this town is just too cute. Some great restaurants to check out here are Pliables for smoothies, Cowgirl Kitchen for dining out on the street, and Galleons, a fantastic upscale restaurant.
Galleons is delicious.
Number 3, and just down the road from Rosemary Beach, we have Seacrest, which is a popular and often more affordable community in the area.
Much more affordable.
When driving along 30A, you will come across Peddler's Pavilion in Seacrest, which is a great place to rent bikes, go out to eat, or go shopping. I recommend checking out La Co for tasty Latin food in Seacrest. Up next, we have Alice Beach. Now, like Rosemary Beach, this is one of the towns that you can bike into or drive in for the day to just walk around and explore. I am obsessed with Alice Beach because I think it looks like Greece right here in Florida.
Yes.
I want to show you my breakfast. This is. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not like you. You eat too much. Low.
Did you? I do not eat too much little.
Yeah.
No, I do not eat too little.
See mine. I eat the food and I drink this food.
I drink milk too.
It's not a milk.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
This architecture is incredible, and I love the contrast of the white buildings with the blue sky. This is one of the most expensive communities in 30A to both live and stay. There are multiple.
She made pictures. She said that I live in a trashy area of Florida. And that, and the pictures that she made the beach brown, the sand brown, like gross brown. People literally come here from all over the freaking world to vacation. The bitch knows nothing. She lives in a damn swamp somewhere in bumfucked Egypt and wants to talk about something she knows nothing about. I don't give a fuck if you got relatives in Florida. They ain't from my part of Florida.
Multiple places to eat in Alice Beach, and some of my favorites include Charlie's Delights for the best donuts and Raw and Juicy, where I like to grab a juice and just wander around. Number 5 is Water Sound, which is both a lovely community of houses and also home to something called the Big Chill. This is a mixed-use space filled with entertainment, shops, and restaurants. This place is really popular, and for a good reason, because it is just so fun. Next up, and just a few minutes away from Water Sound, is Walton Dunes. This is home to an incredibly beautiful public beach access, and I will talk more about the public versus private beach issue a little later in this video. You can also visit the peaceful Deer Lake State Park. Walton Dunes is home to the Old Florida Fish House, which is
Oh
a
my
long-standing
God, it is
favorite
so
restaurant in the
freaking
area
good.
that I highly recommend.
If you ever come here, eat there.
Number 7, we have Seagrove.
Seagrove.
Now, this area has some small shopping centers.
So let me talk about Seagrove. So Seagrove Beach is the majority of this place. My I don't know, is Mama in? Mama, are you in here? My family used to own a lot of property here, and this is probably one of the most underdeveloped places. Well, here and Blue Mountain are probably the two most underdeveloped places in our county. Have y'all ever seen the Truman Show? That movie?
No.
Anybody in the chat? The Truman Show was filmed in Seaside, which we're going to see here in just a minute.
Restaurants, but otherwise it's mainly just homes
beach.
and vacation
Does that
rentals,
look like the
many of
pictures
which
that
are
Shuddy
beachfront.
showed?
Surfing Deer is a
No.
wonderful fine dining restaurant to visit while in Seagrove.
That's what our beach looks like.
Up next, we have Seaside.
Idiot.
I absolutely love Seaside, and it is actually where they filmed the movie The Truman Show. This is one of the original and oldest towns on 30A, and the vibes here are immaculate. This is another one that I recommend biking or walking just to explore all the cute shops and restaurants, of which there are many. First, I love Airstream Row, which is a collection of food trucks in, you guessed it, Airstreams.
Absolutely, Lynn. Just let me know.
Barefoot Barbecue is my favorite. Next, we have Bud and Alley's, which is popular and has incredible
Bud
water
Alley's
views.
is delicious.
Finally, don't sleep on locally owned Motica Market during your visit because it has the best desserts and a great deli. Number 9, and right near Seaside, we have the Watercolor Community. The outdoor area here with this water feature is one of my favorites in all of 30A,
Yes, Wendy.
and it is easily walkable or bikeable from Seaside, so you can explore both. Watercolor is one of the more popular areas for families with kids, and I will break that down more in my Where to Stay section. Next up, we have Grayton Beach, which is home to Grayton Beach State Park. This is a beautiful state park to explore, and the beach here is stunning. There are also a few coffee shops and restaurants, and I dream about the baked goods from Black Bear Bread Co., which also has a seaside location. Finally, we have Blue Mountain Beach, the furthest west community on our overview today, and one of the quietest towns on the list. For baked goods, I love Blue Mountain Bakery, and for some fantastic Italian food, you should absolutely head to Mimo's 30A for a wonderful dinner. Okay, so now that you have an overview of some of the most notable towns and communities.
Yeah, Blue Mountain is the best place to go. So let me get to it. Okay, have y'all ever seen, is this what?
For something different during your trip, this place makes a great afternoon activity. For some of the best places for...
That was Eden. That's where that movie, The Frogs, was filmed. Let me see. Now, I'm going to do my meet and greet, and I'm doing it here. And when we have the meet and greet, we're going to Crab Island.
Crab Island.
And I've shown y'all Crab Island before.
I've been to Crab Island a few times.
Oh, I love it. This is Crab Island, and it's not actually an island.
Destin to me it's nice, but it's too crowded.
Yeah, Destin's way too crowded.
Too many people.
Okay, babe, I'm going to take a shower.
So
Okay.
Crab Island is in. Okay, babe.
Yeah, I texted
Crab
you.
Island is way too crowded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I want to go. It's good to go here in off season, like when it's not summer. Not, and certainly not a holiday. But this is it. This is in Destin. Hey, Oklahoma. This is Crab Island. It's actually not an island. It's a sandbar. Yes, Lynn, go to Shell Island. See, it's not actually. So there's a floating restaurant, there's a floating bar. Yeah, this is in Destin. That's what I said. Don't go here during holiday. But it's literally just a little shallow area. Look at this. This is on a holiday. It's not crowded like this during the week, only on the weekend. That's during the week.
Yeah, the weekend is ridiculous. Like,
The weekend is, this is the weekend. Above it is. We do have the prettiest beaches in Florida. Native. Look at the dolphins.
yeah,
And they will swim right by you.
the Dolphins are pretty used to people. They don't really.
Yeah, they're very used to people. Well, look at all the dang boats. Yeah, you don't have to worry about sharks there. I mean, every once in a
No,
while there'll be
exactly.
bull sharks, but they stay out a little bit. Now,
I was going to say they stay pretty far out.
hammerheads you see a lot. Now, baby bull sharks, they'll come up to shore, close to shore, past the first sandbar, just to get little minnows and stuff, but they don't normally bother you. You have to, everybody who's been shark bit here has been out past the first sandbar. So just as a rule of thumb, don't go past the first sandbar.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know how many times you have to tell people that, but every single person here who has been shark bit on vacation has gone past the first sandbar.
Yep. After the first sandbar, you're free game. You know.
Now, as far as no alligators, that's not true. There are alligators, and they do sometimes go from the swamp areas out into the salt water. They will sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of, but you don't see it very often. They tend to stay away from people. So if you see them out and about, it's either going to be early morning or late in the evening.
Well, now, yeah, the y'all's alligators are a lot different than ours. Ours don't give a shit. Daytime don't just they'll be trucking it down the highway on the side of the road. They don't care.
Well,
They literally have.
these do up here, like on this side, but down at the beach,
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. You also probably they're like out like you are. I imagine you see quite a few of them, but the ones out here because we have the river and then the lake out here. I mean, the lake is huge out where I live, and there's alligators all over the place out there, and at the river.
In the springs, native. They ain't no damn. Oh my god, there ain't no alligator in that. Let me show y'all what she's talking about. Now this is in this is 5 minutes from 10 minutes from my grandma's house, from where I used to live. Hold on.
Boy, Daddy would never get in the damn lake here. She'd be.
Jesus. I cannot. All right.
They always play that.
This is Ponce de Leon Springs. And let's see. This is where Native went and thought she was going to get eat by an alligator. There ain't no damn alligators in here. Now, if you walk down the creek, you might find an alligator, but not in this. Native, how do you think it got in there? There's literally a whole thing that the water flows through to get into. I can't. Oh my god.
I'll tell you how bad it is.
This is Ponce de Leon State Park. This is a state park.
Hello, explorers.
Hello.
And welcome to Ponce de Leon Springs in Ponce de Leon, Florida.
This place is amazing. It only costs $4 to get in. It's on the honor system. If you don't have cash, though, they have a QR code that you can scan and pay by credit card.
The spring is 68 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit colder than what we're used to.
And so there's a spring area here, but then on this side, there's actually a spring run. So
We'll definitely have to check it out.
yeah, I'm excited about this one. This one actually, though, you need to get here early because
you need to get there early. If you go in there, you better get there early. You ain't gonna get it. This is where Native was at, and ain't no damn alligators in here. Now there are two springs. The water is literally freezing. I don't care how hot it is. You get in this, and you're gonna be shivering. Freezing. You see where these people are to the left, where it's a little bit darker?
Yeah.
That's a cave. You can dive down to it, but you can't enter it. They won't let you actually dive into this. There's another cave further over. But I'm telling y'all right now that this shit's freezing. I personally take a lawn chair with me, and I go and sit in the creek in my lawn chair while the kids do whatever they're doing. I read a book on my phone, whatever, getting some sun, hence my brown spots on my face, while the youngins is out here diving off this damn diving board and swimming like fish. No, I ain't doing. No, I ain't going to a cave neither. my student park spot. That's the key. This is a natural spring. This is the day that it's over. The water's coming up. These are slow. Like, this is literally 10 minutes from my house. I could not tell you how many times I've been here. Lynn, can you come
Spring
on
isn't too deep, so anybody who's kind of curious on how far they can go down, that's a good way to test yourself. There's also this little spring run back there, which I think we're about to do. It's a nice standing area, so if you have little guys, then they can come stand over here so they can brave it.
This is about 4 feet right here.
3 feet. Yeah.
This spring is very natural. Like you're in the woods, kind of, but you don't feel like that something's going to come and get you here. It feels really safe. It's a fishbowl design. I love the fishbowl design springs.
Now you can see the bottom here. The water's completely clear. See, the water is completely clear. Now this that you're about to see, this is where they have the where the water comes through from the spring. Now this goes down to the creek. Native, you didn't feel safe. I grew up here. So see, the water comes over from the spring down into the creek. This is where I put my lawn chair. Right there is where I usually sit. And you will bust your ever-loving ass right here. Do you hear me? Bust your ass. It is slick as snot. The creek is clear too. Fish will nibble your toes, bite your toes, do all kinds of toes. And I'm just going to give you a word of warning. If you go here, do not go down the walking trails, or you will literally be toted back out by mosquitoes, and you will be eat up. Eat up. Any time of the day, you're going to get eat up if you go down this walking trail. Now, the wild pigs and the panthers don't bother you here. There's too many people, Breezy. The creatures are too used to it. So this is where I always sit. Right there in my little lawn chair.
Into the spring run we go.
And the water right there is probably about, well, if I sit my lawn chair down, and I sit in the lawn chair, the water is over the seat of the lawn chair, but only up to about halfway on the arms. Native! Oh my God.
Yeah, this looks really cool.
Don't go here. Don't go where they're going. No, keep going in the water. See, they're going where I went, where I go. This is where I sit.
It's nice and shallow. I would recommend that if you got real little ones, that maybe they get their water legs here.
They could float down here with their little tubes and stuff.
Now, what you don't want to do is keep on going. Because then you're going to end up in the creek, the real creek. Because eventually this water ain't clear no more.
You guys, check it out. We actually found a water snake.
Yeah, leave it to Michael to find something like this. It is just very little. Look, check that out.
Good thing it wasn't a moccasin. Damn idiot.
Just one thing to remind you of, water snakes are not poisonous. You're looking for moccasins. Those are the poisonous ones. So he's harmless.
Okay, well, we finished with the water.
Yes, it was very beautiful. We loved it.
Yeah, we're going to go take a look at the trails real quick. I don't know how much time we're going to have, though, because Florida just told us to get out of the water. Now, we were having some
lightning.
sporadic lightning going on, so we decided to
So you
kind of
get
get
out of the water,
water.
only to go out in the
so we're
woods
just
on
gonna
a
do this real quick.
Yep.
This is where you don't want to go. You'll get eaten up. See how muddy the water is there? This is Peterville. It is a swamp. It is a swamp, and they are
We made it to the
alligators.
end of the trail.
Yep.
And funny enough, it actually takes you to the end of where the spring run was, too. So we really couldn't have gone much further.
Yeah, because it starts to get brown here.
Yeah, so you get that tea-colored water, as you can see up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably could continue to go, but you know our rules with
Yeah.
dark-colored water. We don't really like to take our chances.
Some Floridians will, but us, these Floridians, we've been here for 40 years, and we never swim in anything but clear water.
I like to be able to see where I'm swimming and what's in there with me.
Right there. There's the tree that we went to.
Yeah.
But this all runs along this spring run here. These trails.
No pocket
bad.
sand. You can wear bug spray, but then, well, depends. Depends on what time of the year it is.
Used to be a bridge.
Oh
During the
yeah.
summer, it don't matter
No,
what you wear.
There's no bridge. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's okay.
You just have to climb.
That's all.
Climb at your own risk. Oh, and look, there's the
Yeah,
bridge.
okay.
And we're back to the beginning of the boardwalk.
Sign says 30 minutes. It took us 10.
Yeah.
And we stopped and looked around a little too. So.
Yep. But now we're in a full torrential downpour.
Yep.
So I think we may have to wait it out.
Okay. So we're just touring my county today. So next, we actually have 3 separate springs here. 3 separate. There are 3 of them that are within 10 to 20 minutes from my house. That was Ponce de Leon Springs. That's the closest one. The next one that I'm going to show you is Morrison Springs. I don't like this one. Now, this is actually on the river. The river. I'm trying to find one that's recent. All right, here we go. And this is in the middle of nowhere. Did you hear me? In the middle of nowhere.
Here we are today over at what's called Morrison Springs.
He sounds just like me.
Located near Ponce de Leon, Florida, in Walton County.
That's where I live. This is good old Morrison Springs.
Here we are doing a flyover with the drone, checking
Really? I
out
thought
the
that was
beautiful scenery of this spring. Spring stays
thought
approximately
he was like
68 degrees
Wyoming.
year round. It's just a beautiful spring, beautiful area that you can swim and fish.
He does sort of sound like Crafton.
And does not require a fee to get in.
Oh my God, it does. Have y'all seen the water yet? This dude's looking at the damn trees. Dude. See, this is the river swamp. The river swamp. This is why I don't go here.
The water is just really beautiful here. It's really clear.
Oh yeah, it's clear till it
Just
ain't.
really nice to swim in.
Yep. Kids love this place.
They also allow cave diving here with proper permits, and you would have to check into that to find out.
Crazy, it's a swamp.
The spring at Morrison Springs pumps out approximately 48 million gallons of crystal clear water that eventually runs into the Choctawhatchee River. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the boat ramp that you can put your boats in at as well.
Could you show the water?
This park has a very nice deck built around it out to a floating pier, as well as there's a floating pier that sits out in the middle that you can swim to if you're into that. They also have pavilions, covered pavilions that you can eat at, with picnic tables, and for the divers, there's places for you to prepare your gear and clean up your gear. And they do have bathrooms and showers here. Most of the time they're in working order, but they're pretty nice. Also, apparently you should beware of boats according to that sign.
That's supposed to be funny. See, this old dude, he ain't a very good narrator. Native, definitely gators here. Definitely gators. Now the water's clear closer to shore, but it ain't clear further
This
out.
is a very nice park in my opinion. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I shed a little bit of light on what this park looks like.
Shit.
Things that you can do
We
here.
ain't seen nothing but the
And
damn
maybe
tree.
you can come here sometime.
Shit. Whoever did this was pitiful. Get me off of this. Let me find a different
Well, that's a nice looking swamp compared to the ones here in Louisiana. That's a pretty swamp.
Here, maybe this one's better. Shit. Yes, there's water moccasins. Yes, that's
Well, at least we're on the ground in this one.
in the water. This is it. Maybe this show. Well, that's what I'm saying.
We're already starting off better.
See, the water's actually clear. The water's actually clear.
Oh, yeah.
What color is this?
It's a blue one with sharks on it.
See the clear water.
Yeah.
And there's a little beach. I hate this place. It's a shithole. I mean, it's nice, but ain't nothing down there but a bunch of rednecks. Okay, babe.
Well, hell, that's real here.
Well, here too, but I mean, this is the redneck hole of the rednecks. Like, this is the redneckest hole you'll ever go to. Love you too, babe.
Well, next time I go out to Cypress Lake Beach, next time we go out to Cypress Lake Beach, I'm gonna take you some. I'm gonna shoot you some video. You're gonna see some redneck shit hole.
Well, I ain't gonna tell them what you're gonna see out here. This is a good day. I refuse. Most of the time, they ain't even got no damn bathing suits. They just out there in some damn drawers, and you don't know what you're gonna see out here. I'm telling y'all.
And you ain't gonna see no clear water on Cypress Lake either. You're gonna see some dark water, some muddy water.
See, now you can see the water.
See, that's pretty water compared to what we swim in.
Yeah, I told y'all the water was actually blue. But you go much further than that, hell no.
I tell you what,
And
the
there's
damn
gators out
lake
there all the time. This is a spring. Yes, this is Morrison Spring. That's what he was just saying. It pumps out millions of gallons of water. And that darn swing thing right there, it's about hung I don't know how many people. Them youngins gets out there and does crazy shit on it and it gets hung up. People gets their foot hung in it, or one boy had his whole damn ass hung in it, upside down, with his head in the water.
God.
So that place is waiting to happen. All right, and the next, this is the last one. This is where this is actually now there is a cave diver who is still in this cave.
Oh,
and
well.
They were not able to find him. Yeah, he has been missing for years.
I am in northwest Louisiana, Green Eyes, close to Shreveport. But I live out in the country, away from the city. I live further north.
All right. Now, this is also all of these places that I just showed you. All three of them are in Ponce de Leon, Florida. They're all in the same town. All of them. All three of these springs. I'm going to show you all the story about this man after we see this place. Okay, this is it. This is Vortex Springs. Now, there are no alligators here. This one is a conundrum, Missy Kate. Y'all gonna see. We're gonna see a whole mystery.
Is that a boat at the bottom of that thing?
Yes. Don't ask. This place used to be bad for drunks because they let you drink here. The other two places you can't drink. You can drink in this one. And all of these are freezing. Freezing. No, it's not dark. It's not dark water. It's not dark water, Missy. It's just where there's algae on the bottom. It's not the water's clear, just like this.
Yeah.
All the water's clear. It's just algae on the bottom.
Deeper
I very rarely go here. Yeah, there were a lot of native. That's why all of my ancestors are Creek Indian. I got papers. I hate people say that shit. Okay, now I'm gonna show y'all the story of this man that got caught and that got. They still don't know if he's in there or if he ain't in there. That's the crazy part. The crazy part. Now, this is the story. They actually called in one of the most renowned cave divers in the world to try to find this dude. This is the weirdest story. I can't wait for y'all to tell me what y'all think happened.
On August 18th, 2010, 30-year-old open water diver Ben McDaniel was last seen diving in the underwater cave at Vortex Spring in Ponce de Leon, Florida. 2 days later, when a worker at Vortex Spring noticed that Ben's truck was still in the parking lot, the Holmes County Sheriff's Office were called, and a recovery effort started. Despite nearly non-stop dives by more than 16 recovery divers over a 36-day period, no traces of Ben were ever found.
They still ain't found him.
Ben McDaniel was a thrill seeker and had a love for scuba diving from a young age. As such, he was a frequent face and well known at Vortex Spring. Right before his disappearance, Ben was on a sabbatical financed by his parents, recovering from a very difficult time in his life. Throughout his childhood, Ben and his brothers had a taste for adventure, namely diving, hiking, and mountain climbing. Ben's family come from the suburb just outside of Memphis, Tennessee, consisting of his mom Patty, dad Shelby, and brothers Tim, Paul, and half-brother Brad. Ben was especially close to his younger brother Paul, as they would normally go on outdoor adventures together. In early adulthood, Ben experienced a lot of success. He was charismatic and often described as the life of the party. Although young, Ben was driven and started a construction company. At a very young age, Ben had it all: a successful business, a wife, house, and overall, a very good life. Everything seemed to be falling into place, but being in construction, Ben was susceptible to the Great Recession of the late 2000s. During the recession, Ben's business started to really struggle. He was unable to get much business and had started to rely on loans. Compounding this issue was an employee of Ben's, who started working at the construction company and started siphoning off customers to his own fledgling construction business. This betrayal ended up being too much to weather, and Ben had to close the business. In the end, Ben owed the IRS around $50,000 in taxes. This added relentless stress to his life. His marriage, falling apart due to Ben's infidelity, ended in divorce, and he ended up having to sell his house to get rid of all of the debt he had accumulated trying to keep his business afloat. His life came to a low point in that very same year. On September 14, 2008, Ben and his youngest brother Paul had planned to go to a concert together. When Ben pulled up to his brother's place and went inside, he noticed that it was eerily quiet. He started calling out to Paul, but no one answered. He went into the bedroom and saw his youngest brother, the one he was closest with, lying on the bed, unresponsive. Ben quickly called an ambulance and Paul was hospitalized. At only 22 years old, Paul was diagnosed as having suffered a massive stroke. A few days later, the family decided to pull him off of life support, and when he passed away, they donated his organs to save more lives. They also started a foundation named the Paul McDaniel Foundation, which helped grieving parents. Ben and Paul were extremely close, and this, along with the other events of the year, greatly affected Ben. It was later revealed that Paul, like Ben, had been on antidepressants but died with unprescribed opiates in his blood. To this day, the McDaniel family denies that he died of an overdose. In order to help Ben try and get his life back on track, his parents offered him to take a 1-year sabbatical with their full emotional and financial support. They also let him stay in a condo that they owned in Florida's Emerald Coast. To get his well-being back in line, his parents also encouraged him to do what he loved, so he gravitated to his old love of diving. This was a pivotal moment in Ben's life, and that fact wasn't lost on him. The last time he went to visit his parents, he expressed his tremendous gratitude for their help, even reading a thank you letter he wrote for them. Returning to what he truly loved seemed to have done wonders for his mental health, but little did they know that they would never see their son again. Located just north of the town of Ponce de Leon, Florida, Vortex Spring is a popular recreational freshwater spring with beautiful crystal clear water and a gentle current, making it ideal for swimmers and divers, especially beginners. The cave itself is a natural spring, with water flowing out of the cave at a constant 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It stretches 487 meters, almost perfectly horizontally into the earth, reaching a depth of around 52 meters or 170 feet deep. The spring is popular because of its large surface area. Vortex Spring starts with a large 60-meter bowl-shaped basin that's around 7.5 meters deep. It then opens to the cave entrance at a depth of around 35 meters or 117 feet deep. As you go from the cavern and into the cave, about 27 meters from the surface, you'll be in the piano room, a brightly lit room with LED lights hanging on the ceiling. Swim another 6 meters and you'll eventually get to the locked gate, where you'll be greeted with a traditional Grim Reaper sign, telling inexperienced and experienced open water divers to go back, as there is nothing in the cave worth dying for. You must be fully cave certified to go into the cave. At this point, you will be inside of the entrance to the cave, as you will be far enough that there is no natural light penetration, and if it wasn't for the LED lights, it would be pitch black without a torch. Any untrained diver foolish enough to ignore the signs and go deeper into the cave, you technically won't be able to, as you need to be cave certified and provide that proof to the dive shop to get the gate unlocked and proceed to go deeper into the cave. Ben was not cave certified, but his dive logs confirmed he was regularly getting into the cave by going under the gate. This is a pivotal issue in the series of events to come. Vortex Spring was known as an ordinary but challenging cave, since at the time it was shaped like a long tube, with none of the intricate passages and smaller tunnels found in most caves. The cave was described as having one right-handed corkscrew-like twist and 4 major restrictions, with a 5th unmapped one. Restrictions are spots where divers won't be able to navigate to as normal. They would have to squeeze through to get to the other side, which is why divers would wear side mounts when diving at Vortex and other traditional mounted cylinders to better fit through those restrictions. And due to the restrictions, the cave wasn't meant for beginners. On Wednesday, August 18th, Ben McDaniel made the 45-minute trip to Vortex Spring from his condo on Florida's Emerald Coast. The temperature was around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for a day in the water. Ben had planned 3 separate dives on this hot summer day. Footage, which has yet to be released, showed Ben in the dive shop before heading out for the dives. Ben was able to make 2 separate dives before needing to refill his tank at the dive shop, and other divers at Vortex Spring noticed that Ben was spending most of his time testing out his equipment and taking notes in his dive log, as if he was planning a deeper dive. At around 6:30 p.m., Ben returned from filling up his tank for the final time. He got his cell phone from his car and called his mom. He talked to her for a bit before hanging up. That would be the last time his family would hear from him. Vortex Spring closes at 6 p.m. to the general public, but divers are allowed to be in the water at a much later time, with dive passes expiring at 11 p.m. At around 7:30 p.m., Ben went back into the water and began his third and final dive. By all accounts, this time he would try and do a deep penetration dive, going all the way to the end of the cave. He traveled down to the opening of the cave and made his way past the cavern area and into the piano room, where Ben ran into 2 Vortex Springs employees exiting the cave. The employees would regularly go into the cave for maintenance, and with the help of an underwater vacuum, would try and remove as much silt as possible to keep the cave accessible. Although they both said that on that day, they were on a recreational dive. The 2 employees, Eduardo Taran and Chuck Cronin, knew Ben as he was a regular at Vortex Spring at that point, and they also knew that Ben was going into the cave even though he wasn't certified. Under a polygraph test, Eduardo later revealed to the police that even though he knew Ben was not both he and Chuck had suspected that Ben was breaking into the cave prior to the 18th and decided to let Ben in and give more airtime to explore, rather than risking him getting stuck trying to jimmy his way through the gate. So Eduardo unlocked the gate and Ben went into the cave. That was the last time Ben McDaniel was seen alive. Eduardo and Chuck would usually stay in the area until the park closes in the evening, but this particular day, they had decided to head out with the knowledge that the owner of Vortex Spring, Lo Kelly, was still in the area and staying late that night. On August 19th, the day after Ben had entered the cave, Eduardo liked to take advantage of the cheap 24-hour entry fee. It was normal to see his truck there for literally days at a time, as he would be one of the first to come and last to leave Vortex Spring. As noted by his girlfriend at the time, Emily Greer, Ben had done over 250 dives in the 4 months prior to his disappearance, so no alarm bells went off. On Friday, August 20th, 2 days after the disappearance of Ben, in the exact same spot. This time, Eduardo started to worry. He went around and asked if anyone had seen Ben either yesterday or earlier that morning. When it started to become clear that no one had seen him since Wednesday, Eduardo quickly called the police to inform them that Ben may have had an accident in the cave. While waiting for police to arrive, Eduardo, being a fully cave-certified technical diver, was the first person to go into the cave in search of Ben. Being one of the original surveyors of the cave, with his extensive knowledge of the cave, he wanted to locate Ben first in order to come up with a recovery plan. With Eduardo still underwater, the police finally showed up. While waiting for Eduardo to resurface, they contacted Ben's parents back in Tennessee to let them know of the situation. They also had to break the news to them that Ben, if he was still in the cave, had drowned. Once they were finished talking, Ben's parents, along with his girlfriend, quickly got into a car and made the 7-hour drive to Florida. Eduardo emerged from the depths of the cave empty-handed, having found no evidence of Ben in the cave. The police realized that none of the police divers had anywhere near the training or experience to go into the cave and attempt the search and recovery.
That's what people don't understand. You have to be like seriously trained in order to go into.
The lead investigator assigned to Ben's case for Holmes County was Captain Harry Hamilton. Because of the technical aspect of doing a cave search and recovery, Captain Hamilton decided the police divers didn't have the correct training to try and complete this task because of how challenging the cave can be, with the added complexity of trying to find and recover a body. Dive shop owner and experienced search and recovery diver Jeff Laughlin was brought on as the lead diver to assemble a team. Jeff had put out word that he was looking for recovery divers via local dive shops and was able to get enough divers to create 3 rotating teams, with 2, 3, and 4 divers to a team. Team 1 made the first push into the cave looking for Ben. Team 2 would then replace Team 1 as they pushed even further into the cave. And Team 3 was tasked with setting up the extra tanks the rescue team needed, as well as checking all of the shallower areas of the cave, including the basin. Okay. As each team surfaced, the next team would go down, each time coming up empty-handed. Ben's family was there throughout the entire search and recovery attempts. The divers would shine their lights into every crack and crevice in the cave, hoping to find any evidence of Ben, but nothing materialized. After several days of failed attempts at locating Ben's remains, some divers recommended that Holmes County contact Ed Sorensen, one of the top search and recovery divers in the world. At the time of the initial disappearance, Sorensen was out of the country on vacation in the Bahamas when he received the call. After getting the details, he ended his trip early as he wanted to help with the rescue, and with the information from fellow divers, he set out and got prepared for the dive at Vortex Spring. Sorensen was able to conserve energy through a large part of the cave with the help of an underwater scooter, a handheld device that propels you forward. And knowing the restrictions, Sorensen was equipped with smaller, side-mounted tanks. Sorensen made it all the way to the end of Vortex Spring, around 200 feet more than any of the previous divers, and through the fifth restriction, needed to take off his tank, push them ahead of him, with his head sideways as he crawled through the restriction. He ended up in an area where there was no way to go forward. The only other passage was an extremely tight fissure at the end of the fourth restriction, to the left of the fifth restriction. Sorensen went to the fissure and stuck his flashlight into it to see if there was any way to get in. There wasn't. At the time, the fifth restriction and the end of the line fissure, as it became known, weren't on any map. Sorensen was the third person to ever make it that far, besides the two divers who originally mapped the cave, Steve Keen and Eduardo Taran. Sorensen found no evidence in either the fifth restriction or the fissure that Ben or any other diver had been that far back, as there would have been scratches on the limestone and other physical evidence. A shovel was later found in the back of Vortex Spring, but it turned out to belong to the original survey team that first mapped the cave, although it was shown as belonging to Ben in the documentary Ben's Vortex by legendary diver Jill Heinerth. A video of Jill attempting to go into the fissure can also be seen in the documentary. She was unable to do so. If Ben had been able to make it through the fourth restriction and into the trash room, in theory, a diver might be able to make it through the fissure, as there seemed to be space on the other side. But considering how narrow it was, Sorensen surmised that if a diver managed to make it through to the other side, or even attempt to do it, they would get permanently stuck and unable to come back out. This is the basis of a theory discussed in Ben's Vortex. The theory, which is more thoroughly fleshed out in the documentary, is that Ben made it past the fourth restriction, but considering he was using the wrong air, may have been under the effects of severe nitrogen narcosis. And in this state, Ben had probably lost track of time and started to run low on air. In a panic state, he may have been trying to exit the cave and went in through the fissure, where he ran out of air and drowned. While Ben wasn't a certified cave diver, he was side mount certified, which he used when diving at Vortex Spring. The rescue divers, including Sorensen, do not think this theory is plausible. For one, Ben was over 6 feet tall and around 210 pounds, and he also wore bulky equipment when diving, meaning many thought there was no way he would be able to make it through the fifth restriction, let alone the fissure. And point two, there was no evidence, absolutely zero, that Ben or anyone else for that matter had even made it that far back. Sorensen also pointed to the lack of marine life a decomposing body would attract, as evidence that Ben wasn't in the fissure. Due to the lack of evidence, Sorensen and the rest of the divers ended up concluding that Ben wasn't in the cave. Sorensen was quoted as saying, "I'm 99% sure he's not in that main passage, and I'm 99% sure he's not in that cave, period. He's just not there." After hearing the conclusion from the rescue team, and especially Ed Sorensen, Ben's parents were upset and very vocal with their opinion that Sorensen and the rescue crew were incorrect on their assessment. They were still 100% convinced that Ben was in the cave, and maybe even beyond the fissure. After Sorensen declared that he did not think Ben was in the cave, many of the recovery divers started dropping out for the search. When asked why the search was ending, lead rescue diver Jeff Laughlin said in an interview, "Everywhere I knew to look, I looked and didn't find him. This leads me to believe that he either met someone or met the wrong people and disappeared." Ben's parents, frustrated with the diver's conclusion, went to Holmes County Police Department and inquired about the possibility of using the remotely operated vehicle, or ROVE, in order to look into places the divers didn't fit or refused to go. The Holmes County PD considered this option, but were concerned about losing the expensive piece of vital equipment. So the Holmes County PD agreed to use the ROVE in the cave on the condition that the McDaniels would guarantee its replacement. Even with the $54,000 price tag, the McDaniels agreed. Deputy Sam Lipinski was tasked with operating the ROVE using a joystick and TV screen. The ROVE was taken into the cave, but was unable to go further than any of the divers because the cable attached to it started to get stuck and started weighing down the ROVE. And the ROVE itself also started getting stuck in some of the restrictions.
I can't wait to hear what y'all think.
Much like how each team of recovery divers trying to find Ben in the cave came up empty, the search above the surface also raised more questions than answers. Investigators combed through the grounds of Vortex Spring with search dogs, teams mounted on horses, on foot, and they even utilized a helicopter. They searched the above-ground areas near the cave entrance, near Ben's truck, the buildings, the woods, and the spring runoff. Several cadaver dogs and tracking dogs were brought in to search near the water, buildings, camping grounds, and woods of Vortex Spring. According to Ben's dad, Shelby, one dog hid on the surface of the water, jumped in, and started swimming towards the cave entrance. The handler told Shelby that it was very unusual for the dog to jump into the water, which Ben's family thought was strong evidence for Ben being in the cave, into decomposition or not. One of the recovery divers experienced and repeated Shelby online on whether the dog brought in were qualified specifically for water detection or not. Kevin stated that the recovery divers gave the family and investigators information for a well-trusted set of dogs with known proper water training, but another group was brought in, potentially because they could come sooner than the vetted group. Water samples from the spring were also tested by the state and county health department. All of the samples came back negative. Ben's black pickup truck was searched by police. It was found locked. Nothing in the truck was out of place, and inside the truck, they found Ben's phone, wallet, and $1,100 in cash. They found nothing that suggested foul play, so people started pointing to this as proof that Ben didn't just up and leave the cave, and that he's still inside. Back home, Ben's bedroom was filled with different types of diving books. The books covered a wide range of topics, including technical diving, recreational diving, and technical and cave diving. Books and courses are not an adequate substitute for real-life training with a certified cave instructor. Another piece of evidence that Ben was still in the cave was the fact that when local investigators went to Ben's apartment, Ben's dog Spooner was still there, hungry and dehydrated. According to people close to Ben, Ben loved his dog and would never intentionally abandon Spooner, who was a rescue. Also found in his home was a very detailed map of Vortex Spring, along with dive notes, calculations, and an extensive dive log that suggested Ben had made it to the very end of the spring before. To some, the dive log, along with the evidence in the truck, meant that the possibility that Ben might be inside the cave couldn't be denied. The first signs of physical evidence found were 3 stage tanks that were in odd, if not suspicious, locations. Stage tanks are extra tanks of air that cave divers bring on very long, deep penetration dives to make sure they have enough air, and also the right kind of air for deco or decompression. The issue of these tanks, which has Ben name written on them, is that they were in no condition to be used and were in bizarre locations. One was found near the cave entrance, and 2 in the basin. In normal circumstances, the divers would stage the tanks inside of the cave, or have just one tank near the cave entrance or in the basin for the last deco stop. Also, the conditions of the tanks was confusing. The tank that was found near the entrance of the cave was the newest of the 3. It was a green tank with a sticker that read nitrox on the side, a diver down sticker next to it, a full black regulator set with yellow hoses, a yoke valve, and has Ben contact details written on it. Tank number 1 was in the best condition, as it was basically full, contained nitrox, a special air mix with oxygen levels up to 36%, which this tank had, although it was not the right mix for this cave. It was found around 60 meters or 200 feet into the entrance of the cave. Tanks number 2 and number 3 were found in the basin in approximately 7.5 meters or 25 feet of water. Tank number 2 was red, with the same nitrox sticker but with only a partially functioning yoke valve and no regulator. As any diver knows, changing regulators while also changing a tank is not something most divers ever do. Also, despite the tank wasn't nitrox, it had just regular air, and this tank was only about halfway full. Tank number 3 is where things get really weird. Tank number 3 was a dulled, almost faded silver color, again with the same nitrox sticker as the previous 2. But unlike the previous 2, tank number 3 had no strapping, a broken yoke valve, and no regulator. The tank had so little air, it was considered empty. Both tank number 2 and number 3 were found chained to the talk box in the basin of Vortex Spring, a considerable distance away from the cave's entrance. This had led to some of the rescue divers concluding that the placement and conditions of the tanks looked suspiciously like a setup. since even an inexperienced diver wouldn't dive with the cylinders in those conditions, and had placed them more strategically inside of the cave for decompression purposes, not outside in the basin. Another suspicious issue is that he planned a long dive around 5 to 6 hours and didn't have the proper air for that type of technical dive. And the opinion of the rescue divers, nothing about this added up. On Tuesday, April 12th, after disagreeing with the conclusion of the rescue divers, the McDaniel family put out a reward of $15,000 to anyone who would go into the cave and find Ben. They ended up putting out the reward on Facebook. The reward was later increased to $30,000. One diver foolishly tried to go in after the reward after it was raised to $30,000, and it cost him his life. Larry Lee Higginbottom, a retired U.S. Marine, arrived at Vortex Spring on March 17, 2012. It was a beautiful Saturday morning, and at 10:45 on the dot, Larry went into the water. When he didn't return that evening, his girlfriend got worried and contacted Vortex Springs management, who in turn contacted the Holmes County Sheriff's Office. After several failed attempts, his body was recovered the following day by Ed Sorensen. He had drowned near the back of the cave. In the original, now deleted post for the reward, Ben's father Shelby went on to say that they were looking for fearless divers, which many took as a shot to the rescue divers who concluded he wasn't in the cave. He later apologized for the comment and said that he meant advanced divers. Cave diving friends of Larry said that he was closely following the Ben McDaniel case and decided to try and find him when the reward was raised to $30,000. With this new information, the diving community was outraged, especially cave divers who had already eviscerated Ben for his decision to go into the cave at Vortex Spring without being certified. The reward offered by the parents was seen as a terrible idea, since it was putting less experienced divers at risk by going into the cave for money. After all the backlash, the McDaniels rescinded the reward. Although that didn't stop the McDaniels from being vocal. Ben's mom, Patty, was quoted as saying, "I think Eduardo killed Ben," although this allegation was never substantiated. Ben's parents at one point were convinced that Ben had been murdered and hired Florida-based PI Lynn Marie Carty. She investigated Vortex Spring and found background issues on multiple employees. But the biggest red flag was on the actual incidents first became public. Kelly was interviewed by local media about what happened. Kelly stated that he also does not believe Ben is in Vortex Spring. He went so far as to say, "In my heart, I feel that Ben did not perish at Vortex Spring." During her investigation, Carty found that Kelly had been charged with driving an ex-employee into the woods where he accused the employee of stealing money before beating him with a baseball bat. The employee was able to get away from the attack and said that if he didn't escape, there was no doubt in his mind that Kelly would have killed him. Kelly was still facing charges from that incident at the time of Ben's disappearance. When Kelly first met Ben, Ben had introduced himself as a cave diving instructor, almost bragging about it. Kelly also said that it seems like Ben was a show-off, and during questioning by police, Kelly admitted to potentially seeing Ben the night of his disappearance. Kelly is usually gone by late afternoon, but this was one of the rare nights where he stayed to oversee the spring. He stated that on the night that Ben disappeared, a man, around 35 years old, and looked like Ben, went up to him while drunk and asked to go into the cave. Considering the person's state, he refused and sent the person away without thinking much about it. Lynn Marie Carty was 100% convinced that Lo Kelly and Eduardo Taran either killed Ben and hid his body, or more likely Ben died and they removed his body from the cave. Kelly denied having anything to do with Ben's disappearance. But this is where the story truly takes a strange turn. In December of 2011, Kelly was found unresponsive in a bathtub, taken to a hospital where he later died under what was considered mysterious circumstances. He had thrown a chili cook-off on the property of Vortex Spring. It was reported that Kelly had a few drinks and later that night fell down some stairs and suffered a concussion. He was later taken to a home in Ponce de Leon by two unknown people, where he was helped showered and stayed in the bath overnight covered with a blanket. During the night, his condition took a turn for the worse. Police were called and he was sent to the hospital where he stayed until he died on January 20, 2012. The Holmes County Sheriff's Office said little about the incident. They refused to release the full autopsy report. And even when the official autopsy revealed that Kelly died from blunt force trauma to the head, The Holmes County Sheriff's Office never revealed who the home belonged to or the identity of the people who helped Kelly that night. They said it was due to an ongoing investigation. To this day, the details of what happened that night have never been fully revealed. There have been more than a few documentaries and videos on this incident, but it still remains an unsolved mystery. The Holmes County Sheriff's Office still has Ben as a missing person due to the fact that there was evidence he entered the cave, but none that he came out. To this day, the McDaniel family believe that Ben is inside of Vortex Spring, somewhere inside of the fissure at the back of the cave. And although thousands of people dive in Vortex Spring every year, no other evidence of Ben being in the cave has ever been found. Thank you for watching.
Okay. Now, what do y'all think?
That's hard to say. Because didn't they say that he needed to decompress?
Mm-hmm.
People implode from not decompressing, right?
Mm-hmm. But there would have been some kind of
Well, yeah, I mean, it would have been something. But yeah.
Native. Okay, so up until this other man got killed, I thought he was in the cave. Now, when this other dude came up missing, I was like, now, wait a damn minute. What? Because he had blunt force trauma to the head, and they had took him to the house, showered him, and put him in a tub with a blanket over him.
Yeah.
And this is the same one that was supposed to have seen him.
Yeah, that is a little suspicious.
So I personally think that the other dude was scared that this dude was going to say something, and they did something to him and killed him. And then I think they killed
What about the other driver that died? Do you think it's coincidence, or do you actually think he'd...
The only thing that doesn't make any sense about it to me is why didn't they go in his truck? Because his money was still in there. There was $1,100 in cash in his wallet.
Mm-hmm.
You think I have my next true crime case? Well, that's all fine and dandy, but I sure shit ain't getting nobody diving down in that. No. Hell no. I ain't even going in the water. I hate that place. It gives me the creeps.
Well, imagine so thinking there could be a dead body in one of them caves down below you while you swim around.
No, they still haven't released the information. Which, now let me explain. Where this is at, they got like 2 deputies.
So it's like Mayberry.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Mayberry. Just
they
like
got Barney Fife.
Just exactly like it. But it's like, I don't know how they would ever prove otherwise, because they've already went as far into the damn cave as they can.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and there ain't no signs of him at all, except for his tanks. That's just really weird.
His tanks are in weird places. Now, come on.
Yeah.
I've already said the people that goes in these caves, whether it's underwater or out of the water, they're crazy as hell. I know, YT. I couldn't imagine thinking that my kid was down there in that hole. There ain't no different caves, Native. There's only one place he could have went, and they said that there's no way physically he could have gotten through there. Because he was a big old boy. A big old boy.
You see what I sent you?
Oh my God.
It's a stare. It was a stare.
I'm gambling. I ain't got nothing.
I swear I sent it to you. We make sure it gets sent to you. Oh no.
Did you get what I sent to you?
Oh no.
Oh yes, I was like, Rachel sent it to me. Did you see that shit that I sent to you about?
Yeah, I seen that.
I didn't know who or what they was talking about when somebody sent it to me because I don't know none of them shit bags. But
yeah,
so, I have some thoughts on the debacle earlier with Dick. I was thinking about this while I was on the phone with Sweet Cheeks, and several things about that whole mess. Just just don't sit quite right. And I'm gonna tell you why. She come on there. Well, now he's left. Shit. She come on there 48 hot. 48 hot. Acting like an absolute raging lunatic over an anonymous person who's supposed to be talking shit about her in a group chat. Well, and that's not what got me the most. Because I mean, let's all face it, she's batshit crazy. I think she just did it for attention. And maybe somebody was talking about her, but who gives a fuck? Everybody talks about you, bitch. Don't nobody like you. So here's where I'm at with it though. So you got Sarah in the chat, and if any of you were watching her chat, everybody was popping up. Everybody was showing and rearing their ugly heads, saying, "Oh, we don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about? Y'all all got guilty consciences over there because you all know." You all know y'all talk shit about her because y'all don't really like her. Y'all don't really like your damn selves, much less her. Hell, tonight y'all couldn't even stay on topic.
They dropping off like rats on a ship. Every one
of y'all look like absolute dumbasses. And Machete, I realize that you think that you are some type of really badass and that you are just the most absolute witchy person on this planet. Bitch, get somewhere and sit down when you can. Shit.
Stop.
You got such a wonderful relationship. Well, go spend time with whoever is you in it with. And quit worrying about me. And where the fuck did you even come from? I saw your comment about YT. If you don't know who YT is, you don't belong here. Which is, again, what I've been saying. All of you fuckers don't go here. I don't know where y'all go, but I wish you'd go back. Then you got this poor old pitiful Sarah. Now, don't get me wrong. I was living for her jabs at Nikki because that shit was funny as fuck.
Oh, that was hysterical.
Funny. And let's be honest, I don't give two shits who Nikki was talking about because whoever was dragging her, that's how I feel.
It was probably a plethora of them.
But here's where the moral outrage that Dickie had. Miss me here, bitch. Miss me. You ain't no more morally outraged about nothing. Because there is not one thing that you won't do. And you've said that yourself. And you sit over there on your high horse thinking you are freaking champagne in a crystal glass. Bitch, you are literally hot piss poured out of somebody's boot. You are bottom of the barrel. The shit that you say and do, the absolute most disgusting sexual shit. Ugh. I am so vile and I'm worse than I've ever been. Are you blind and deaf? I ain't even been. since I've been back. Most less ever been. And that's a fucking fact. Your entire performance tonight was overdone. Not only was it overdone, it was fake as fuck. Because I could tell exactly. Because if that Sarah had really been pissing you off the way you tried to make it out to be, you would have threw her ass out. You kept entertaining it. And Scotty's smart ass remarks. Every one of y'all bitches knew you was guilty of talking shit about her. Y'all just didn't know who she was talking about. So you had to insert yourself to find out. And I ain't even sure that she was talking about anybody. I think she just needed some attention because everybody else was getting it except her. Now, whether or not it was real, scripted, or just her dumbass having a psychotic break, it was still entertaining and amusing. Because the funniest part about it wasn't her losing her shit or attempting to. It was y'all dumbasses in the chat. Because y'all didn't care what she was saying. Y'all were too busy talking about me and my chat. And every once in a while throwing up a comment. Who are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me. Nobody cares. Hell, half of y'all I can't even say your name. And I don't know none of you. Don't want to know you. And if you think that I give two shits what you think about me, I don't. And it was actually amusing until Robbie got up there. You want to talk about a panel killer? Him and then Siren? It's like a
let's see what it is.
And Dick, if you think Scotty likes you or is your friend, you are more delusional than I thought, if that's possible. None of those people are your friend, including Robbie. And it is just a matter of time until all of you eat each other alive, and I'm going to be sitting over here the whole time. Call me Woody the Woodpecker. And Siren, the eternal sniffer. For the love of God, grow the fuck up. Your soundboard calling me a pig. Have you looked in the mirror? Dude, you fucking ugly. Inside and out. You literally had a whole discussion in your own head about fucking a cat. And the pros and cons. You are one disgusting, sick fuck. And they want to talk about Nabil and how he's skinny. Have you seen Robbie? Nabil is 20-something years old. He has muscles. Yes, he's skinny. He works out a lot. Robbie, you're old as fuck. That chin strap you had on looking like a whole ass ball gag ain't helping you double chin there, Stug. And you should probably worry more about them sloped shoulders than your chin.
Right.
You're looking like a whole 12-year-old bitch. And I don't know what you was doing laying down there in the floor. I don't know what he was doing down there in the floor with that chin strap on his head, looking like he took somebody's jock strap sniffing it. But, dude, your britches wasn't even on. We saw your bush. And it ain't cute.
No.
Hell, get some tips from Wyoming on how to contain it. At least she don't show it. Y'all can talk about me all you want to about how I'm fat. Y'all all need to look in the damn mirror. Because ain't a one of y'all over there a freaking beauty queen. Unless it's the gag me with a spoon pageant. And y'all would probably stick that up your ass. I ain't never seen the likes of these people. Ever. Ever. Never. And half them damn people in the chat, I don't even know how to say their name. Listen, I don't know who y'all are. Yusha. Maybe you should go the fuck on. And Ruth Ann should calm down. You don't have a stroke at your age. You for real gonna be in the nursing home, catatonic. You gonna stroke out worrying about me. It ain't that serious, Tooth Ann. It ain't that serious. Get a stick and gnaw it. You'll feel better. And whoever Taylor is, where do you come from? Who are you people? Did y'all reinvent yourselves after I left? Or are you just some bunch of dumb new fucks that have infiltrated into this area because you're lost? Well, get found elsewhere. The funniest thing about it is that not one of y'all give two shits what Dickie's saying. And what she was too stupid to realize by telling y'all to stop saying lies about people, well, she needs to take her own damn advice and get out of her own channel. Because all she does is lie about people. Bitch, if your mouth is open, you lying. You would not know the truth if it hit you in the face. Well, you probably wouldn't even know it because you're too busy eating food. Nobody who snacks as much as you do has a freaking smoking body. The only thing that's smoking is your mouth from chewing. I bet them jaw joints is on fire. Talking about some TMJ. Maybe that's why she lisped.
I actually have really severe TMJ, and I couldn't eat as much as she does if I wanted. It hurts. Like when you have that, I have it. It's horrible. That she's always eating. I have never heard somebody look. I'm a snacker, right? I snack a lot, but she is constantly has food in her mouth. It's either the only time she eats when she's live, or I don't even know, man. But you just said exactly. I went live a little bit earlier than you. You said exactly what I said. What I was cracking up about was Scotty's absolute panic about, she immediately went into guilty mode. She was like saying in the chat all the things she said about her behind her back, which were obviously not what she actually said and very mild. But she was trying to chuck herself under the bus and then was throwing tantrums when Nikki wouldn't specify who she was talking about. That was hilarious. You want to suss some shady people out if you're hanging around a bunch of shitbags like that. Just be general. Just be general about what you're saying and watch them all just tell on themselves. What a mess.
So here's where I'm at with it. None of them cared what she was saying. Sarah didn't care what she was saying. She was just going at her because it was funny. Scotty was guilty. So she took Sarah's side just in case they really fell out. So she'd have somebody to cling on to.
Yep.
And the fact that Sarah considers herself a successful YouTuber is the funniest thing I've heard, I think, tonight.
Stop. Oh my God. She's in retirement.
Listen, for her to tell
retirement.
No, listen, I know. For her to tell Nikki that she's a more successful YouTuber than her, a pissant is. A channel that's been abandoned is. Nobody listens to her. And then, oh my God, I saw something. Scotty said she wanted to marry Robbie for the tax benefits. And that if her and him got married, it would break the internet. Bitch, where?
Tax? What kind of tax benefits would she get from marrying Robbie?
What? Break the internet on your Bobo Apple Watch? Because that's about the only thing that's going to be broke when it gives you a notification that you went live about it. Because nobody else gives a fuck. Nobody knows who you are. Either of you. Yeah, that'll be the wedding of the century. Break the internet.
In order to get a tax write-off, they would both have to have a job, and neither one of them have to do that.
They don't have kids they can write off. There's no dependents. They can't. I mean,
I I'm sure they probably gonna claim on me and Bill.
Bob claimed his hamsters and his. She claimed his pets in his bankruptcy. Oh my God, that they are so weird, man. That was look, that was funny. I kind of knew what Nikki was talking about, at least what she wound up trying to turn it into in the end. But like you said just a second ago, that's exactly what I said. Who is she? What? So she allows most lies in her chat, but some are unacceptable. Come on. She's such an idiot, man. That was the weirdest thing. I just died about Scotty giving herself away. Bitch, you are the worst. You She hates Nikki. Hates her. She does not, Nikki, she does not like you. Just said that this an hour and a half ago. She doesn't like you, girl. She hates your
None of
guts.
them like you. None of
None.
them
None.
like
None. They're all
you. You're
using
making
you.
an absolute biggest fool out of yourself.
Yep.
She thinks Dickie is selfish. She thinks Dickie's only in it for herself. I mean, and don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. She has said it to numerous people. Numerous.
That's more than one, Dick. Just in case you didn't know. More than two.
Yep. So your best pal ain't your best pal.
I love how the whole they claim they're not a cult. We're not a cult over here. But the minute if somebody were to speak out about something that perhaps is a lie about someone else, regardless of who it is, if they don't like them and you don't agree with that lie, they all attack you. Like that was. I wish they could see how stupid they look, but I'm glad they don't because it was hilarious.
But listen, I was living for that mess. I was living for it.
It was so. This happens in here and there with that whole group. They all lose their minds over something stupid, and they all their true feelings come out. Last time Sarah and Nikki fell out, Sarah was throwing her under the bus about everything. She made these posts. Yeah, it was great.
I'm sure she gets mad when Nikki goes live at the same time as she does.
Tiffany, did you see what Sally Ann did?
No.
She went into Nikki's chat.
Happy birthday.
She said, I just woke up. She said, I just realized it was Tiffany's birthday. Happy birthday, Tiffany, and left.
Did she leave or did they block her? Her comment disappeared.
One way or another, she was out of there.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, that's what a mess, man. Yeah, I'm sure Lufa made a post and she said, here's a happy birthday to a person who's wasting all this space and oxygen from people who deserve it more than her. It was like, wow. These people are crazy, man. But yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
That was the funniest thing I've seen since I came back.
Well, they're all on the brink, and this is gonna spiral for them. You know, they're showing their weaknesses and their irritation with each other. They can only pretend to like each other for so long, you know.
Yep.
It's becoming it's falling apart and unraveling pretty quickly.
Well, it's forced. You know, they have to force it, and I don't know. I was cracking up. At one point, somebody in the chat says to Scotty, you know, Tiffany's for something about me being evil, the same old narrative. And Scotty says, she dogs my whole family and put us all into her line of shit. And then she goes, I won't stop until I get revenge. Please.
That was just another comment that I sent to the FBI.
I won't stop until I get revenge. That woman is so disillusioned and unhinged. You sent that to them? Good. I mean, she is out of control. Revenge
Every
for
single thing she says, I send to them.
Yep. She doesn't get that she's just building her own case.
I don't even know what to say about the stupidity.
There's a
The
lot
level,
that's got to be good.
the level of ignorance is just crazy. Hey, Louise.
And what's so funny is that Nikki, they all claim that you're just clinging to anybody, right, Natasha? You just have to cling to anybody. But the reality is that's Nikki. Nikki has to keep these people sweet. She has to keep them somewhat friendly with her, because if not, someone like Sarah, who's the loose cannon, she'll out all of her shit. So will Scotty. Right. So you want to talk about people taking knees and bowing down and kissing, all these things. That's exactly what Nikki put herself in the position to have to do with them. And
She
all of
will
them.
be.
Hmm. All of them with each other. They've done too much. They've done too much, and they all know, and they have to remain this, maintain this kind of existence with each other, because one thing goes too far south, one of those assholes is going to out the whole group. And it always happens.
Always. Always, always, always.
It's like you can bet on it. That is a for sure end scenario in this. Somebody is going to go right from the group, and they will out all of your dirty deeds. You idiots.
Well, nobody said they were smart.
Nope.
We sent you a surprise, Tasha.
Oh my God. Mm.
What you said?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's special, ain't it?
Ugh. It made my brain hurt.
No. What is it?
Hold on. Oh, I had a so sleepy night.
We finna show it to you.
Oh. Full screen's worse. I'll take the bush any day of this.
Oh
This is a
no.
nightmare waiting to happen. Lord. Bless his bush.
Oh no.
And he's got a bush. He's got to have a bush.
He's got a phone.
Oh no. I thought it was going to be something else. Oh, it looks like the mouth of a snapping turtle.
Those nostrils, I can't get over. One is oval and one is round. What the hell is going on there?
I'm telling y'all, his dad's a warthog. Like nothing else makes sense. That looks like
something's fucked his nose.
And it's just like staring into the abyss. It's like the black hole.
when you do those chin face filters where they flip your head upside down, they make your chin your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what this looks like, but it's not. That his head's right side up.
Well, I tell you, it sort of reminds me of Dickie's tit.
Huh? I don't even want to know.
Well, if it's upside down, that's about the same thing her boob did in that picture.
I still believe that it had to have been. It just happened to fall
doesn't
out.
have a nipple.
Well, and look, let me explain why it was not flopped the other direction. It's because she has on that coat, and that coat has a band on the bottom of it. So if it fell out the bottom of her coat, it has pressed it down to her belly. So it's only going to, on the very end, it's only going to kind of look like it's flailing out a little bit. And if you look at it, that's what it looks like.
Right. It was compressed the rest of the way down. It was like yeah, exactly. That's why you only, that is so embarrassing, man. Whatever that thing was, I think it was a dangler too.
The more I look at it, I mean, me and Pickle have talked about it, and Pickle seems to think it's the same thing too. She thinks it's a dangler.
Has she even mentioned that?
No, she thinks it's that other video. She thinks it's that other video.
That's funny.
I don't know though. I don't know how she fucking missed it, because whenever I made a post, and I know damn well she read it, I told her to fucking tuck her tits in her socks and sit the fuck down.
Jax, I noticed in the chat they're all saying you're upset. All the ladies think that you're obsessed with them. They had all these theories.
I only wish that I was.
Right?
I think they all want me to be obsessed with them.
What is up with Bill's?
I don't.
I'll be right back. There's cats fighting outside. Jesus, take the wheel.
No.
That's such a horrible. That's such a horrible sound when they fight like that too. It sounds like they're. What is it with Bill's teeth? What is?
I tell you, he looks like he's been chewing on gravel. I don't know what is going on there. He has inverted buck teeth. If you really look on the bottom, though.
Okay. You all aren't even going to understand this, but I'm such a nerd. I used to keep saltwater tanks, and I had eels. And eels have these really weird mouths where they have they have like a secondary set of they call it like a beak.
Yes.
That's what Bill's mouth looks like.
Yep. I was just, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yes, I
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, this is weird, man. I look, I would give anything to see what his mother and father look like and I just want to hear their voices. Just a 5-second clip. Both of them. Aren't you curious, Jax, about what his mom and dad look like?
Yeah, what they look like, what they sound like, everything.
Yeah. Because you think to yourself, like, what made this Bill thing?
Yep. Makes you wonder, don't it?
Mm-hmm. I've wondered about it for years now. And then once I saw his brother is just as creepy looking.
Yep. He looks inbred himself. Well, I got one clip. I've never told you the saga of my old man Weenie Dog that don't like his toenails cut, huh?
Oh, okay. Let me give you some tip. You know what works? Does he like peanut butter?
He does. He eats anything.
Okay. If you open a jar of thing of peanut butter and you let him stick his head in it and eat it,
it keeps him busy.
Keeps him busy. Yep. Peanut butter doesn't work with Teddy, but it did with our lab Rocky. Uh-oh, I can't hear Jax anymore.
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, good.
He's like a full-size Dotson, right? So he weighs like 15, 20 pounds. But he, to be as old as he is spry. Like he'll fight you. Like it's like a WWE match up in here. You have to literally get him in a leg lock to do his toenails. And when you do get them all cut, he looks at you like you have shit on his parade, and he will not look in your direction for days. He's staring at me. Right? He is laying on his blanket. He's done jumped off the bed. He's laying on his blanket on the floor and staring at me like, motherfucker, if you come near me with them clippers, he's on.
You know, Jax, Teddy is the same way about getting his nails clipped. And it's surprising how strong a 5-pound dog is and how hard he can bite. And it is a whole ass. I've purchased muzzles and he gets them off his face. It's a whole thing. And his nails get long because of it. It's a really bad thing to have to deal with if your dog doesn't just deal with it. You know what I did the other day? I was so frustrated by it. I picked his ass up and I just very swiftly just started trimming him. With the clipper, and before he even knew what was going on, because he was, I don't know if he was just shocked I was doing it like that, or I don't know, maybe the heavens, everything was aligned. But I got his front done. I got the front done. I haven't attempted the back yet, but it was, I mean, typically what winds up how I have to do it is I have to literally hold him, like restrain him, and Jeff has to come in and he winds up scratching and bite. It's horrible.
Yeah. He used to get mad. He's still staring at me. He's trying to like get him again, but I usually take him to the groomer because I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Like, this is the smelliest little dog you ever met in your life. Like, I don't know what causes it, but his coat is, you can't give him a bath a lot because it dries their skin out. But his coat is the oiliest I've ever seen in my life on a dog. And it's the worst smell. I don't know what it is.
It might be his diet.
And well, we tried that. We tried natural stuff with him, and just nothing happened. He constantly smells like a sweaty boy. And I'm just like, oh, why do you smell like this? And we have tried every kind of body, dog wash to anything to try to make him smell better. And it lasts for about a week. And where his coat is nice and soft, but if you go longer than a week, it's in the bathtub. But it probably doesn't help because it can be 100 degrees in this house, and he will be under the covers, buried, wrapped up like an Eskimo.
How old is he? What age? How old is he now? Is he?
He's 4.
Yeah, Rocky was like that too. Rocky had yeast problems, and so he had an odor too.
I deal with that. Yeah, I'm dealing with that with Jersey. She's solid. She looks like the Little Rascals dog almost. Like, she doesn't have the circle around her eye, but she's solid white. She's got the reddish brown ears, and it looks like a giant eyebrow on one side and a smaller eyebrow on the other above her eyes. But her feet, when I got her from the lady I got her from, she had yeast problems. You could tell because their feet gets real crusty and kind of hard, like that real scratchy thing. Whatever. So, and then she has it on her back too. So I have to bathe her in a fungal shampoo. And it used to, it's got the yeast infection stuff in it, and then she hates that because I usually. What's that?
You know what works for that really well? If you take some apple cider vinegar and you dilute it with water, and you just put her paws in it, put it in a cup and stick each paw in there for however long she'll let you, and then mix it in with her shampoo. That worked really well with Rocky, but yeah, it'll get crusty, right? And it winds up it can get really gross. Rocky would lick his feet and it would make him gag.
Yeah. Her feet get real rough and scratchy, but like I said, she gets it on her skin too.
Yeah, so did he. Yeah.
With the yeast infection, the yeast medicine, and then all that business. But
have you tried covering your other dogs? Have you tried covering his face so he doesn't see what you're doing? That worked once with Teddy. I put a shirt over his head real fast and he couldn't see.
Well, that's the thing with him. Any sudden movement with him, he freaks out. Like, he's the most nervous little thing I've ever seen in my life. And see, he came from I got him when he was probably not even 5 weeks old, probably about 4 weeks old. And he was from a puppy mill. And when I pulled up at the place, it was in the middle of BFE, Arkansas. There was nothing around. It was out in the middle of a pasture, the lady's house was. And we literally had to go to the local bank, which is I thought our town was small. There's nothing in that town but a bank and a church. That's it. And so we had to go to the ATM to get money, but I paid $80 for him. And she literally had every breed imaginable of dog. Okay, they were just running amok everywhere. And she brought him out in a clothes basket with 5 of his brothers and sisters. And the smell was so horrible. It literally took me 2 weeks to get the smell off of and he was really wormy. Like he had these like little skinny legs and body, like you see his ribs, but his whole belly was all distended and big. So I got a picture of him when I first got him home and gave him a good flea bath and everything. And he's laying in his little dog bed, and he's probably big enough to fit in the palm of my hand. And he's laying on his back, all 4 feet there, that little distended belly sticking out. And then,
Oh,
and then he just kept getting fatter and fatter. He's actually lost a little weight since he's gotten older. He doesn't eat as much as he used to, because at one point he was up to 25 pounds, which is not good for his back. So, but he's kind
right.
of dogged up. He's lost probably about 5 or 10 pounds. But he's a dapple Dotson, but he what they call a camo dapple. He's like it's really weird. Like it's like a light beige and dark brown, like a chocolate brown.
Oh yeah. Kind of like a what is it? A merle, but with
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's pretty. You know, Rachel just said something that dawned on me, and I've never even tried this. She says I have to the vet cone her to trim the nails. You know what, Rachel? I never even thought of putting a cone on Teddy to trim his nails so he doesn't bite me, because that's the whole problem. Is he tries to bite.
He won't bite you, but like he's got little short stubby legs, right? And you think, oh, I can handle those little tiny legs. They're solid muscle. So you're trying to like wrestle his little tiny 2-inch leg and trying to get the clippers turned right. And his toenails grow like wildfire. I mean, like, and it's the ones that grow with the arch in them. So they're like, so I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is like a nightmare. So a lot of times I just take him to the groomer and get his toenails cut and get him a really good scrub, because I hate bathing him in my bathtub because I have a big garden tub and he's so little. You literally have to like bend over and get in the tub with him to bathe him.
Yeah, everybody's traumatized from Bill.
I'm traumatized from cats.
Get the cat straightened out.
I'm so sick of these damn things. Whoever's little Chihuahua dog it is out there fighting with the damn cats again. I thought it was the cats and it's him instigating.
Is he your neighbor's dog, or where'd the dog come from?
We have no idea whose dog it is. Nobody on this street has a clue whose dog it is. And it's like the disappearing dog. You don't see it during the day. It just comes out at night.
That's crazy. When cats get in fights with something.
We've acquired this cat. And she is pregnant. So I think the neighbor 2 houses down, when they moved out, they dumped her off and left her. And she's not very old. And she's very needy, but you can tell she's been around people. And she had a collar on when she showed us on my porch. But my boy cat's hanging out on the porch too. So she came over there where they were at. Of course, both of them are fixed. But she got pregnant somehow or another from some cat around here. And now she's pregnant. And I've been had to make her.
Has he?
Oh, no, thank God. So I have her a little food and water bowl outside in a little box made her a little bed in there or whatever. But I'm really thinking about, because it's so hot outside, that I'm gonna get her flea treated. I mean, we have to be careful because she's pregnant, but then let her come in the house and have the baby, because that's gonna be hard on her outside in that heat.
Somebody said Scotty's got more cats.
He does. Another one of her cats.
You can't feed yourself.
Look, she's claiming they're finding these cats everywhere, and no. Her cats are breeding, and she's not getting them fixed. She had 2 more cats. She said she was going to name them Robbie and Nikki. Her one cat the cat that had kittens came from another cat of hers that she has that had kittens. I mean, her cats. She's
not getting these cats fixed. That's my thing.
They'll do it for free, Jax. If you take him,
she ain't got the gas to get there.
I mean,
well, she should ride that horse her daughter brought home that one time. Just put him in.
Well, we'll have to see how this one, because I already have a female cat that stays in the house, and she's pretty territorial. Like, she don't want nobody. Like right now, she just jumped off of her her bed on top of the kennel, and now she's done climbed on top of me and laying on me. She's very territorial. She didn't used to be this way. She was a stray that was out somebody's apartment complex, this lady that I knew, and they were going to take them all to the pound. So I had lost my other female cat. She died. So I ended up with her to be friendly with my bobtail. And then somehow or another I ended up with Bailey, which is my other male cat, because I went to one of the ghetto areas to do some door dashing. And Bailey was outside this lady's house in the middle of summertime. No water, no food, no shelter, nothing. And he was meowing. She was cussing, telling everybody not to let the damn cat in her house. So I go back to my car, open my car door before I could even sit down. He's then jumped into the car and sitting in the passenger seat looking at me, let's go. I'm ready to go. So I ended up taking him home.
You dropped off her food and took her cat.
Like I said, the cat. I asked her, I said, "Is this your cat? Don't let that damn cat in this house." And she was screaming at the kids. She's laid up on the couch, and here her kids are. I mean, they're probably about 4 and 3. Come to the door to get the DoorDash order, and she's screaming not to let the cat in the house. And I'm looking around. This poor little thing ain't got no food, no water, nothing. It's 100 degrees outside. So he followed me down the sidewalk to there because it was like a project apartments type thing or whatever. And he followed me down the sidewalk. I opened my car door to get in because I was at the time I wasn't driving. I was driving they were rebuilding the motor in my truck, so I was driving my mom's Mazda. Opened the car door before I could even get into the car. He has going past me, jumped in the driver's seat and into the passenger side seat and just sat down and looked at me like, "Let's go. There's some air conditioner in here. I'm good. Let's go."
Aww.
So I took him home. On the way home, I stopped by the pet store and got him a collar and got him some cat wash and food bowls and food and all kinds of different things, some toys, and brought him home, put him in the house. Of course, my female cat wasn't happy about it. She wasn't thrilled. So I went and got him fixed, and because I don't need no babies. And that's what we did. So, but after she has these kittens, and I get them home, then we get her fixed. She gonna hang around here. She gonna have to be fixed.
Well, if you hear Scotty when she's live, you always hear little kittens meowing behind her.
Well,
all the time. There's always. I can't imagine what that Amish shed smells like.
I don't want to know.
Ugh.
I got 3 in the house. Well, I say 3 in the house. I got one that stays in the house constantly. And then my 2 boys come in to eat. And Bailey stays in more than my bobtail does. But I tell you what, you couldn't even tell a cat lived here. Except for seeing the cat boxes. But I'd be scooping them damn things 2-3 times a day.
You can tell cats lives here because all you got to do is get out of the car and they swarm you. Damn things.
We have a neighbor down the street who had a cat hoarding problem until he decided to sell Jeff's son one for $40 without any of us there to approve it or anything. And that's a whole ass long story. I won't even get into it. But these people had literally so many cats. The guy told me when I brought the kitten back to try and get his money back because it was it didn't have teeth. It was too young.
Mm-hmm.
His wife had passed, and he had sat in hospice with her at the care place she was at for months. And he said the cats just kept having kittens and got out of control. And then he was dealing with his grief, and before he knew it, he had an unfixable situation on his hands. And but they had something like 65 something odd cats in this place. I was like, dude, you got to do something about this, man, because for a while there was cats showing up everywhere. I'd go out back, there'd be kittens jumping up and down my bushes like whack-a-mole. It was nuts. They were everywhere. I mean, I still see somebody might have called animal control to help him get that situation figured out, but I still see him every now and then. I had a big ass orange one jump out at me the other day when I was looking at my pumpkin patch and nearly scared the crap out of me. It was huge. I didn't know what it was. Also, I mean, you should have seen me. Oh my God. It never came back. I think I scared the shit out of it. I screamed and jumped so high.
Well, this one outside is really cute though. She's solid. She's white, majority white, and she's torty on like her back and her head and stuff. You know, they're really pretty orange and gray, and it's really pretty. But
the smell. Yeah, 65 cats. The smell. Lynn, when the guy opened the door, when I was trying to give this kitten back, when he opened the front door, it was like a brick wall of ammonia. I almost passed out. It was so bad.
Gross.
It's nasty. You could smell from the sidewalk. You could smell the cat pee literally from the sidewalk. And I mean, this is a nice neighborhood. This isn't like, I'm not in the ghetto or anything. And I couldn't believe that they'd had, I mean, this has been going on for a while. He tried to make it sound like it was a new thing. I mean, this has been going on for a couple years, but yeah, it gave me a headache. It was horrible. Then he told me when I tried to give it back and I said, well, can I have my son's money back? He goes, well, I spent it.
Oh my God.
I said, buddy, we're going to have a problem. He was this real tiny, weird little dude. And he looked at me, his eyes got all... He's like, what kind of a problem? I said, he just got this cat from you yesterday. You sold a cat to a 12-year-old. This was a little while ago. With no parent there. Like, what are you doing? This is weird, Anyways.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I can't hold my eyes open. I'm fixing to get off here and go to bed. Sweet Cheeks is just going to be by himself when he gets home because I can't hold out tonight. I'm tired. Having the baby the last 2 days and okay, I'm tired. But tonight has been amusing for sure. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Can't wait to see what tomorrow's stupidity is.
Yeah, I talked to Amber earlier. She asked me, she said, when does Tasha sleep? I said, she don't.
Not much.
I said, she said
3 or 4 hours a night, about it.
She's like, she said she's either on, she said she does the late night, YouTube. And she said, and then she's up early with the baby. She's like, yeah. I said, she don't sleep. That's why she got her dark circles around her eyes. She don't get no rest.
Circles? I got damn craters under my eyes. I ain't never had eye bags like this.
She said to tell you to look into this thing. She'll have to text me the name. I think the girl's name is Casey or something, and she's having an imaginary relationship with her psychiatrist.
I've done seen it.
Oh my God!
She said you got stuck down that rabbit hole and couldn't get out.
I've already seen it. I don't know how many people from the True Crime Channel have sent it to me and asked me, have you seen this shit? Have you seen this shit? So the other night, I went down the rabbit hole and I was up till 5:30.
She said she'd like to hear. She said she would like to hear Sweet Cheeks analysis of that.
I'm gonna have to tell him because I can just imagine.
Well, didn't
yes, it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Dickie had one of those too.
I know she did.
That woman, Lord help us.
Said she talks to her chat GPT like he's supposed to be her best friend, and she just has a conversation with him like he's a real person.
It's crazy. Crazy.
She said there's like 25 videos of it that you have to watch. She said, but it's hysterical. She said there's like parodies of it all over YouTube. I mean, on TikTok and everything.
There are.
That's what I'm about to figure out.
Y'all go down that rabbit hole tonight and tell me what y'all think about that doozy.
I had to fill her in on the billboards too with Gypsy, and how Fancy was telling everybody you were attacking her, and that Chrissy and Gypsy were begging you.
Craziest shit I've ever heard of.
Just
search relationship with psychiatrist on TikTok. You'll find it.
Yeah, she said it's not hard to find.
No, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it actually her psychiatrist, or is it just a chat GPT? Like,
well, that's how you have to search it.
Okay.
But they were talking about that, that the man needs to get some kind of. They don't know how much he can divulge because of HIPAA and everything, but that he needs to get some kind of RO against her.
He needs a restraining order. Like, he's not into her, but she's into him. He is a real person. But the relationship she has is through Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's insane.
Yeah. Jersey, move so she can get up here.
Insane.
All right, yeah. Well, good night,
Now
you guys.
gonna have me over there looking at this shit again when I go lay down.
I'm gonna, yeah, I say I'm going to bed, but I'm gonna have to search that real fast.
Well, good. You ain't going to bed.
Oh, shit. I'll wait then.
You ain't going to bed. You're going to be up till morning, I'm telling you, because it's just one constant rabbit hole.
It's that crazy, huh?
Beyond.
Yeah, she said it took her a while. She said she's been looking at it for 2 or 3 days trying to figure it all out.
Oh, my goodness.
I looked at it Friday night and most of the day Saturday trying to figure the shit out.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Well, good night, you guys.
Y'all have a good rest of y'all's night, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
All right, good night, y'all.
Bye, y'all.